Welcome to English Stories for Listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you genuinely want to be fluent in English.
Once upon a time in a small town in Ohio, a poor boy lived there. His name was Jack. He was 12 years old. His family had little money. They lived in a broken house. Jack's father died 2 years ago. His mother fell ill last winter. She could not work. She grew weak each day. Jack sat on a wooden bench. He felt deep pain. One cold night, his mother called him close. She could not speak much. She gave him a small locket. She asked him to keep it safe. She asked him to care for Lily. Lily was his little sister. Jack held his mother's hand tight. He promised her, with tears. He vowed to protect his home. He vowed to care for Lily. He vowed to keep his promise. He watched his mother die. Jack felt lost and alone at dawn. He sat on the old bench. He looked at empty fields. He thought of his dead parents. He cried soft tears. The wind blew cold. Back at home, strange noises came at night. Doors creaked in the dark. Shadows moved on the walls. Jack felt fear in his chest. He shivered under a thin blanket. He held the locket tight. The next day, he spoke to Grandma Mary. She was old and weak. She could not earn much. She looked at Jack with tired eyes. Jack felt a new fear. He had no choice. Jack walked 5 miles to the farm daily. He carried heavy milk, jars on his head. His back ached with pain. His hands were rough and cold. He thought of school. He missed his books. He reached the old farm just before dawn. He worked from sunrise to sun high. He fed animals and carried sacks of grain. He felt sore but kept going. He thought of Lily. He thought of his promise. One evening, Mrs. Brown, the school teacher, saw him. She offered him old books. Jack's eyes lit up. He thanked her with a hug. He ran home at dusk. He held the books close. At home he sat, by candlelight. He read slow and careful. He learned a new word each night. He wrote the words in a small book. He smiled at each new word. He felt hope again. Emily, his friend, sent him writing paper. She lived in a town 10 miles away. She wrote simple notes of hope. She wrote, "I believe in you, Jack." Jack read the notes and cried. He felt strong again. Days turned into months and months into years. Jack still worked on the farm. His steps were heavy but sure. His mind held dreams of school. At night he taught Lily to read. Lily laughed with joy. One stormy night, lightning struck the old house. Jack woke with a start. He saw shadows on the walls. A soft whisper called his name. He felt cold sweat on his face. He held Lily close. He ran outside into the rain. He saw a faint light in the barn. He walked toward it with fear. He found Grandma Mary there. She held the locket in her hand. She could not speak, only smile. The next day, the barn fire was found. The fire burned old hay. No one was hurt. No one knew how it started. Jack felt a chill in his heart. He wondered if it was a sign. Jack shared his worry with Emily by letter. She wrote back calm words. She told him to trust his heart. She told him to keep learning. Jack read her letter by moonlight. He felt brave again. Soon Jack finished all the books he had. He knew many words. He wrote stories on old wood boards. Neighbors watched and learned with him. They called him Teacher Jack. He felt proud. At age 16, Jack walked 10 miles to school. He wore worn shoes and a thin coat. He arrived each day on time. He answered all the teacher's questions. He worked hard on every test. He passed each grade. He won a small scholarship that helped his family. He used the money for school fees. At home, Lily sang simple songs. Grandma Mary smiled with tears. Jack saw their hope again. He felt joy in his heart. Jack met more students on his way. Some laughed at his ragged clothes, some saw his bright mind. They asked him to teach them maths and words. Jack agreed with a kind voice. He taught them under a tree. Soon people from the town gave him coins. They saw his kind heart. They saw his stern promise. They gave him a small room to open his school. Jack built the bare walls and roof. He painted them bright white. Over time, his school grew larger. Hundreds of children came each day. Jack taught them with patience. He used chalk on a black board. He told them stories of hope. They listened with bright eyes. One morning, a big man arrived at the school. He wore a fine suit and smiled. He gave Jack a new building. He gave him books and desks. He said, "Your work frees many minds." Jack bowed with tears. Years passed by and Jack became famous. He spoke on stages in cities. He built big schools in many towns. He never forgot his promise and his home. He built a new house for Lily and Grandma. They lived with peace. One clear evening, Jack opened the locket again. Inside was his mother's small note. It read, "Live with love and courage." Jack smiled and cried. He felt his mother near. He closed the locket with care. Then he looked at his students. He spoke softly. "A promise can light the darkest path. What will you do when life seems dark? What promise will you keep when no one sees? Think of someone you love today. Live with love and courage each day. 04 Minnie.